What's so exciting about podcasting anyway? Hey, Cliff Ravenscraft here, and I've created this very brief video to give you 4 reasons why I believe you should be extremely excited about the opportunity to create an audio podcast during this Podcasting A to Z course. Now, I'm going to be giving you 4 reasons why I believe that an audio podcast is the single greatest investment you can make into getting your voice heard, into getting your message out into the world, into getting noticed in this noisy world, or taking your brand to the next level. Are you excited to hear about this? I hope so. Let's get started. First of all, did you know that there are 450 million active English language blogs out there right now? I believe everyone should have a blog. In fact, you'll be creating one during this course if you don't already have one. But when it comes to creating a blog and getting noticed out there, this is a gigantic haystack, right? Well, how do we get noticed? How do we stand out when there are 450 million other blogs vying for people's attention? Some people give up and they turn to video. In fact, they think that video is the next hottest thing, and they quote all these amazing statistics. However, when you think about it, looking at YouTube and their own statistics that they make available to the public, in 2013, there are 72 hours worth of brand new video content uploaded to YouTube every single minute. My friends, that is over 1.2 million hours of new video content that is vying for people's attention every single month. That's an even bigger, that's an even greater sized haystack out there. However, when you look at the world of audio podcasting, things get a little bit brighter. Things look a little bit more manageable because there are only 200,000 audio podcasts in iTunes as of 2013. Now, this means that we are dealing with a much smaller haystack. 200,000 may seem like a lot, but when you think about 450 million other blogs vying for people's attention, and then when you think about 1.2 million hours of new video content every single month vying for people's attention, all of a sudden you see that those are gigantic haystacks. And with only 200,000 other audio podcasts out there, you see that we have a much smaller haystack. It's easier for our needle to get noticed. The best part about this smaller haystack is when we're dealing with those 200,000 audio podcasts out there, 9 out of 10 of them are simply horrible. People who have given no thought into why they're podcasting. They have not actually done anything when they consider their podcast artwork. They don't even have a good strategic understanding of who they're trying to reach or what they actually want to say. And worst of all, these people have given very little thought or planning or investment into making their podcast sound great. Now, this course is going to help you do all of those things, which means that when you consider the small haystack of 200,000 podcasts out there, we're going to make it even easier for your needle to get noticed in that noisy world. So the first reason why I believe that podcasting is so darn exciting is the fact that we are dealing with this smaller haystack. Now, the second reason why I think podcasting is so exciting is that there is no screen time required. You see, when people are actually reading a blog or watching your video that you've created, they pretty much are stuck to a screen, whether it be their computer screen or their mobile device. The fact is they're being asked to give their full attention, not just what they're listening to, but their eyes have to be focused on what you are saying or what you have written. And therefore, it pretty much limits the places where people can consume your blog or your video. Now, when we think about this, people have more time to actually consume an audio podcast than they could ever consume video content or written blog content because of this fact that no screen time is required. In fact, did you know that 37 million people in the United States alone possess a gym or fitness club membership? That's a lot of people training for their 5Ks or their half marathons or whatever the case may be. That's 97 million people out there, by the way. who cannot be watching your video or reading your blog while they're commuting to work. However, 97 million people are driving to work alone in their car each and every single day. There are people out there who are walking their dogs, there are people watering their lawns, and I even mow the grass sometimes while listening to audio podcasts. Because no screen time is required, it allows more people to consume your content without being distracted by doing these other things. In fact, they're giving more attention to you because, well, you don't have to be thinking about anything else while you're jogging, while you're running, while you're driving, or while you're just watering the lawn. Did you know also, by the way, that the average commute time is 26.4 minutes? This will be important when we get into the place where we start talking about the format of your show and how long it should be. So the question is, what are all of these people listening to? The people who are jogging on the treadmills, who are out training for their marathons, who are watering the lawn and driving their cars, what are they listening to? And the answer is that they should be listening to you. I want to play an audio clip here that'll give you a couple of examples of what some of these people are listening to already.
Hey, good morning and welcome to episode 27 of Connie and Sheila Talk. We are coming to you from our Thinking Rock studio in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm Connie Williams.
And I'm Sheila Tidwell.
We talk real life, real estate, real fun. And we appreciate you so much tuning in today. We know you.
Hi everybody, it's Joe Lample, and welcome to Growing the Greener World. Well, if you love to garden and spend time outdoors and really care about environmental stewardship, you've come to the right place. Well, lately I've been involved in a new project.
And welcome back to another exciting information-packed episode of Spinal Column Radio. My name is Dr. Thomas Lamar, chiropractor and dad of 6. And this is the podcast that gets you to think about your health in a whole new way. We're the podcast for your backbone, the podcast with backbone. Who knew that spinal education could be this much fun?
You see, my friends, this is what is so exciting about podcasting. Smaller haystack when it comes to all of the other options that are out there vying for people's attention. Audio podcasting is great because of that. Number 2, it's great because screen time is not required, and these individuals that I've just played here, they have created podcasts, and people all over the world are listening to them. Now, the third reason why I think podcasting is so darn exciting is this. Smartphones, my friends, and we're talking 1 billion, that's billion with a B, of these things that are in existence today. It has never been easier to get your audio content out there to the masses. And the best part is, people actually will subscribe to your content for free. It doesn't cost them anything. And then it just simply gets delivered to their smartphone automatically every time you publish a new episode. We're talking instantaneously available as soon as you hit the publish button. This, my friends, is pretty exciting stuff. And now with the smartphones, almost everybody you know has access to your content if you create it. Not only that, but when you create one of these audio podcasts, you are literally empowering people. You see, one of my favorite things is that when you actually have an audio podcast, you get to choose exactly what you want to listen to. On the radio broadcasting, they could never empower people this way. Before, you were tied to whatever a program director at a radio station would decide was worthy of being put onto the airwaves. But now, my friends, no matter what it is, you get to listen to what you want to listen to. Not only that, but you can listen to it wherever you want to. That's right. You can take these with a smartphone. You can listen to it on the airplane. You can listen to it while you're driving the car. You can listen to it while you're walking your dog. You can listen to all of this content in all of those places I was telling you about before. So people get to listen to what they want. They get to listen to it where they want. And the best part is, because it's on demand, they can actually listen to it whenever they want. No more of this driving down the road, listening to talk radio, and then all of a sudden being teased for 25, 35, 45 minutes about this one segment that people really want to hear. And then all of a sudden, by the time they get to their client's place and it's time for their scheduled appointment, boom, the radio is about ready to play that segment to finally share that information they've been boasting about for an hour. Well, guess what? No longer do you have to miss out on anything because you can pause an audio recording. So with an audio podcast, people can listen to what they want, where they want to listen to it, and when they want to listen to it. I love audio podcasting. There is one other reason, this fourth reason right here, greater influence. Now, I've put an image up here. You can see that it's an image of somebody who is putting earbuds into their ears. Imagine the power of the human voice to convey your message, to share your passion. People can hear your passion. They hear the inflection of your voice, and they feel a much deeper connection to you by listening to your content versus reading your content. It brings your message alive. Not only that, but greater influence due to the fact that most people who listen to audio podcasts will regularly listen every single week for an hour, 45 minutes, or even 30 minutes of your regular weekly podcast. Whereas with a written blog, they might give you about 15 minutes of screen time. But because their commute's 26.2 minutes, it's no problem to listen to half of your show on the way to work and half of your show on the way home if you have an hour-long show. Or if you have a half an hour show, they'll listen to you in the morning and listen to somebody else in the afternoon. It perfectly fits in with their runs, with their errands, and all the other things that they have to do. And because of this, because they're sticking your voice in stereo into their ear canals, because they're listening to you and your message for a greater length of time, this, my friends, immediately translates into greater influence into the lives of other people. You know, I have a friend, his name is Michael Hyatt. He has hundreds of thousands of people who follow him. This is a guy who does nothing without intentionally thinking about why he's doing what he's doing. When it comes to his screen time, he's just like me. He's got thousands of emails to respond to. He's got other products to create. He's got videos to produce. He's got a community to lead. He's got all of these other things, and his screen time is very much at a premium. And so therefore, he's very intentional about what he chooses to do with that screen time. However, every single week, Michael Hyatt goes for a run for 1 hour and listens to my podcast. That's right. And he listens to other podcasts as well. But every week, I have a standing appointment with Michael Hyatt where I get to share whatever on my heart, whatever I have decided that I want to communicate in my audio podcast for Podcast Answer Man. Michael Hyatt is listening to that every single week without fail. We're talking amazing influence. In fact, I want to give you one example here. I get this email a lot. I found you while I was searching for Google, and I listened to your podcast, and I'll finish the sentence, I want to hire you. You see, a long time ago, it used to be, hey, I heard about you. I haven't really checked out any of your things on your website, but so-and-so told me you're the go-to person about podcasting, and can you tell me how you might be able to help me? Well, today, those same individuals who are referred to me who haven't gone and listened to my podcast, I tell them this. I say, here's what I would recommend. I want to encourage you to go check out my podcast over at podcastanswerman.com. Listen to at least the most recent 1, 2, or 3 episodes. If after listening to those episodes, you are not 100% convinced that you should hire me or sign up for my class or whatever the case may be, then you probably should not hire me. If I haven't communicated what value I offer, if I haven't influenced you enough and excited you by my podcast content, then I doubt that a short little email response is going to do it for you. Now, I don't go into that great of length, but I have done this before because what happens is people find me all the time as a result of Google searches, and they say, I've been listening to your podcast for 2 or 3 weeks. In fact, I listened to about 20 to 50 of your episodes, and now I know you are the person that I trust. You are the person I know. You are the person I like. You see greater influence. So 4 reasons here, my friends. Podcasting is going to give you a smaller haystack. It makes it easier for your needle, your message, to stand out in this noisy world. Number 2, there is no screen time required. People can take you anywhere. Number 3, it's easy for them to take you anywhere because there are over 1 billion smartphones being used today. And number 4, when they're taking your message with them and they're listening to your content, not just reading you for 15 minutes, but listening to you for as much as 20, 30, 45 minutes, or even an hour every single week, my friends, podcasting is so exciting because you have a greater amount of influence than all of those other outlets combined. That, my friends, is why I am so excited about podcasting. I hope that this short video has helped fuel your excitement, and I look forward to helping you get your podcast launched here in this session of Podcasting A to Z.